Perseverance is a quality that every Christian needs to cultivate in order to overcome the challenges that life throws at us. As followers of Christ, we're not exempt from struggles, but we're called to persevere through them, trusting that God is working everything out for our good. When we think about perseverance, we often think about giant faith leaps, but the truth is, perseverance is often about the small, daily decisions we make to keep going, even when it's hard. It's about choosing to get out of bed, even when we don't feel like it. It's about choosing to pray, even when we don't feel like it. And it's about choosing to trust God, even when we don't understand what's going on. Doubt is one of the biggest obstacles to perseverance. When we're faced with challenges, it's easy to doubt God's plan, to doubt His goodness, and to doubt our own abilities. We start to wonder if we've heard God wrong, if we've misinterpreted His voice, or if we're just not good enough. Fear is another major hurdle. When we're faced with uncertainty, when we're not sure what the future holds, fear can creep in and make us want to give up. We start to worry about what might happen, what could go wrong, and what the consequences might be. Fear can be paralyzing, but it's exactly in those moments that we need to persevere. Discouragement is another enemy of perseverance. When we face setbacks, when we don't see the results we want, or when we feel like we're not making progress, it's easy to get discouraged. We start to wonder if it's all worth it, if our efforts are futile, and if we should just give up. And then there's the temptation to compare ourselves to others. We look around at our friends, family, or even social media, and we start to compare our progress, our struggles, and our successes. We start to feel like we're not doing enough, that we're not good enough, or that we're just not measuring up. The Bible is full of stories of perseverance, of men and women who faced incredible challenges, but chose to trust God and keep going. The story of Joseph, who was sold into slavery, but persevered and became a leader in Egypt, is a powerful reminder that God is always working, even when we can't see it. The story of Daniel, who was thrown into the lion's den, but persevered and came out unscathed, is a testament to the power of prayer and trust in God. And the story of Job, who lost everything, but persevered and was restored, is a reminder that God is always faithful, even when we can't understand what's going on. I remember a time in my life when I was faced with a severe health crisis. The doctors told me that I would never recover, that I would be stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. But I chose to persevere, to trust God, and to believe that He had a plan for my life. It wasn't easy, there were many dark days, but I chose to keep going, to keep praying, and to keep trusting. Through that experience, I learned that perseverance is not about being strong, it's about being willing to be weak. It's about acknowledging that we can't do it on our own, that we need God's strength, and that we need His guidance. I learned that perseverance is not about achieving a specific outcome, but about trusting God's plan, even when we can't see it. I remember another time when I was struggling to find purpose and direction in my life. I felt like I was wandering in the wilderness, not knowing which way to go. But I chose to persevere, to trust God, and to believe that He had a plan for my life. I started to take small steps of faith, to seek guidance, and to trust that God would lead me. Through that experience, I learned that perseverance is not about having it all figured out, but about taking small steps of faith, even when we're not sure what the outcome will be. I learned that perseverance is not about being perfect, but about being willing to learn, to grow, and to trust God's process. As we persevere like Christian warriors, we need to remember that we're not alone. We need to remember that we're part of a community, a body of believers who are fighting the same fight. We need to remember that we're not just fighting for ourselves, but for our families, our friends, and our communities. So as we close out this video, I want to leave you with a reminder: perseverance is not optional, it's a requirement for following Jesus. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. So let's choose to persevere, to trust God, and to believe that He is working everything out for our good. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment below with your own experiences of perseverance. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more inspirational content.